Coupe de Ville TV, SB Confessions, Episode 1. Take 1.
It's your boy Johnny Luciano, and I'm here with my boy Coupe de Ville, rocking on his channel Coupe de Ville TV 2 on YouTube. Go hit that subscribe button and show the man some love.
Johnny boy, what's going on, man? How has life been treating you, brother?
Good as always, man. Good as always. Just living this thing we call life and just keep on picking up pairs, man. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
One of the UMA, you're one of the double up.
Double up king. He
Double up kings.
I
call you double up shouting, man.
Shout to Damn D. Shout to Damn D.
So anyways, man, so I mean, what you know, the Nike SB game it's kind of like the Jordan game. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. As further as people who are into the hype, but for SB lovers, the SB game never goes away.
It's never left. If you're a dunk lover, period, not just SB or maybe SB or regular dunk, but they never left. They've always been around. If you're a true dunk aficionado, a true dunk lover, they never left. They never left, honestly.
What drew you into the dunk game?
To be completely honest, the simplicity of them and just the materials. I got into sneakers, period, you know, in the 90s. You get me? When, in my opinion, some of the most iconic, more historic, most priceless, timeless sneakers, you know, released during that era. In my opinion, during the 90s, 80s, early 2000s even, the craftsmanship of a sneaker compared to what it is now, it doesn't compare. Back in those days, in those years, they were using premium materials, good leather, and selling the shoes still at an affordable price. Whereas to now, the game is so hyped where Jordan and, you know, a lot of these other companies don't really care about the craftsmanship of their sneakers. So they're selling you a sneaker that's made out of cardboard pretty much for $200, $300, and people are still buying it, you know? And nowadays, when a premium, good quality sneaker comes out, they charge you an arm and a leg because it's premium, it's this, it's that, when back in the day, it wasn't like that. But it's just, you know, as much as I hate that, it's just part of the game and how it is nowadays, you know? There's really no way around it, to be completely honest.
The one thing that I think is pretty dope about dunks is, for the most part, they are, if you put the work in, they're accessible. I mean, even the purple lobsters, the diamonds, you had to camp out for them, but they were available. You get what I'm saying?
They were. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, very limited quantities, extremely limited quantities. But like I said, if you know how the game is nowadays, you know these hyped up drops, they're gonna be limited quantities, probably one or two store in your area, if that is gonna get them. So if you want the shoe, you have to put in the work. You have to call them ahead of time. Get familiar with their release procedures. You know, find out exactly what day or what time the release is going to be for them. And, you know, if you put in the work, you'll get the sneaker. You get me? Like you said, you know, we both done it. You know, we've had to camp out, sacrifice some sleep, but hey, at the end of the day, we didn't leave empty-handed. We got the sneaker. Why? Because we put in the work.
And nobody does camp outs like 561.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? We grill.
I'll tell you that right now.
We get the grill popping. We definitely.
It's a home vibe. It's a home vibe, and that's honestly what drew me to the shop.
Yeah. We definitely try to show that 561 Southern hospitality. You know
always.
what I mean?
561 repping always.
So now I see you got a couple of goodies.
Oh, that I brought along with me.
That you brought along with you.
Yes, I did. Well, this one right here was actually a pickup that you got for me down at 561 because I couldn't make it in the day that they released, but I got the, you know, the burgundies. I actually love these. Something about this burgundy right here, this berry color over here, it just gets to me. I can't wait to I'm actually gonna put these on tomorrow for my little Valentine's Day outing with the wifey. And on foot I have the blue and creams. Also purchased at 561, the one and only stage shop. But yeah, this is, you know, just a light pickup. You know, these just normal everyday wear. But yeah, I brought a couple goodies with me. Older goodies. I mean, they're all older goodies, but you know, this one is not that old. These are a bit older. But this one right here is actually, I like mids. SB mids, I believe, is a silhouette that doesn't get a lot of love from a lot of people. From my experiences, you know, that I know only a very select handful SB collectors as myself, we really share the passion for SB mids. And with that being said, as soon as I saw this mid, I just had to have it. The simplicity, the materials used on it, it was just a no-brainer. So this right here is the Nike SB Skate Mental collab heavy mental mid. For those of you that don't know, Skate Mental is a San Francisco-based skateboarding shop, and I've tried to get more info on how their collab came to be with Nike SB, but I haven't been able to. From what I've been able to find out only was that, you know, they got this collab back in 2007 and 2008, I believe, and only 666 pairs were made of these worldwide. But besides that, it's not just, you know, that they're limited or anything. It's just the mix of like this corduroy denim type material. I'm a sucker for a good story and good materials on any shoe. So obviously this leather right here on this toe box, just this shine to it is what really drew me. This leather is really soft, as you can see. It might not seem soft because I actually stuff the toe box on all my shoes. That way, you know, it prevents from creasing and just storage purposes. But this leather really is soft. It has a certain shine to it that I really haven't seen on any other SB model. This kind of like corduroy denim type material. It's just something different on a Dunk. You get me? There's other kind of suede type material here. This leather, the same leather that's used on the toe box, used on the swoosh right here. This kind of ripstop material used on the strap. Just little details like this is always what gets me. Not just on this shoe, but on any shoe. On any Nike SB. Extra lace bag attached, as this is a DS pair. And as you know, I'm a double up king. I wish I would have had it with me, but I ordered actually another pair this week, so I should be having that by next week. See if when we do another video, I show you guys those. So yeah, so Skate Mental mids. Only 666 pairs made worldwide. And now we're gonna get into this shoe right here. Now this shoe, when you were at my house for the first video, I actually had an 11.5 and an 11 of this shoe. Now I have two 11s. It's actually funny because that night you left my house after we shot the first video that I had the 11.5 and the 11 of these. A friend of mine posted his brand new dead stock pair for sale on Instagram. And I commented, I'm like, wow, you know, I wish I was an 11. Next thing I know, about 5 minutes later, I get a DM from another SB collector on Instagram. And he says, well, if you're looking for those in 11, I actually have a brand new, never worn pair lace back attached. And I was like, really? Send me pictures. He sends me pictures. We keep talking. We work out a number. I tell him, give me until Thursday this week. That was Saturday. I was like, give me until Thursday this week. So I pulled out the 11.5 that night, snapped some pictures, posted them on a couple social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, couple SB pages I'm a part of. Next thing I know, I sell the shoe for $300 cash, locally, that same night. 2 days later, I hit up the guy again, get the shoe off of him, and now we're here. So this right here is my Nike SB Grail, all-time Grail. I never thought I'd have this shoe. I never thought I'd have one pair of this shoe. So just to have two brand new, never worn pairs is mind-boggling. I am going to wear them. I do wear all my shoes. Part of the reason why I double up or triple up sometimes.
So what you're about to show us right now, this is
a 2002 Nike SB. This SB is iconic for the simple fact that it was part of the first run of SBs that dropped along with the Supas, Chocolate, Supreme Lows. It was part of that orange box run back in 2002 when Nike SB was introduced. I store my shoes in bags. This right here is the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Richard Mulder. Priceless right here. Released in 2002. The shoe, he got the inspiration from what I've heard from the Los Angeles Dodgers and their jerseys. Just their simple, you know, white and blue color scheme that the team is known for. Lace back attached and all that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shoe. I absolutely love this
clean. And I think the one thing, and I think I told you that when I came out to your crib, was the more yellow. I mean, obviously you want that yellow to come in kind of slow, but the more that tongue, the older that tongue looks, just to me, the more vintage that sneaker starts to look.
It does. It does. I know a lot of people don't like the yellowing, or they kind of want to offload the pairs once they start yellowing. I don't. Yellowing to me, it shows age in the shoe. It shows
Give it some character.
Exactly. It says character. Like this is a piece of history. This is not just any type of shoe that you could find. At your local mall or any store. This is a collector's item. It truly is. Whether people like to hear that or not, it truly is. It really is a collector's item. You get me? I don't care what anybody says, man. Anybody has this shoe in a 10.5 for 11, get at me. Brand new, worn. Like, this shoe is it's timeless. It's timeless. I don't care what anybody says. One of my all-time favorite Nike SBs, my grail.
That's the babies. Those are the babies.
These, yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Okay. So, I can dig it.
So pretty.
So now what else we got?
So, let me get this out the way. So now, matter of fact, let's do a little setup over here. Gonna put these right there. Put this one down here. So now, you guys see my Nike SB grail. This is my non-SB grail. Like I said, I'm a sneaker aficionado. I just love shoes. I love sneakers. Love seeing new color schemes, bright sneakers, dull sneakers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When this shoe released, I never thought I was going to own it for the simple fact that it was a Europe-only release. It was a Europe exclusive, a Foot Locker exclusive only in Europe. Back in 2004, I believe. And the same thing. I never thought I owned one pair. When we did the first video at my house, I only had one pair, a size 11. About a week after we shot that video, I found another pair. 10.5. Not my true size, but I can still rock it. And I am going to rock this pair. And it's just same thing. It's just a thing of beauty. Not something you see every day. And any person that's really into dunks and is an aficionado is going to know this shoe. Nike Dunk High Pistachio. Midnight Navy and Pistachio is the actual colorway.
Thing of beauty, baby.
A thing of beauty.
So now, what is it about that? Actually, let's go back to your grills real fast. Just let's, because I don't want to move too fast, because I want to ask you what drew you into that.
Into this shoe?
To that shoe.
The blue swoosh. Something about that blue is I can't really explain it. Blue, red, and purple. Those three colors. Any shade of that color on any shoe, and I'm automatically a sucker for it. Why? I really can't say or tell. That's just what it is. That, and apart from the white, just the simplicity itself of the shoe is what drew me. I love loud colors. I love loud shoes, but at the same time, I love a simple shoe.
Sometimes simple, clean speaks louder than colors.
It truly does. I can't even begin to tell you when I had the worn pair, the 11.5, and I would wear that pair, man, I would get people complimenting me. You know, people that either knew what the shoe was or didn't knew. Like, oh, wow, those, I like those. Those are clean. Those are simple. I'm like, oh, thank you. It just is what it is. The simplicity sometimes is what does it for me on a dunk. For this one, like I said, it was definitely the leather on the toe box that first grabbed my attention. Something about like this, I don't know, just this shine to it. Has this shine to it that I've never seen to any type of leather on any other SB before. That, and then this material, like this corduroy kind of denim material around the toe box, and how the whole shoe is just that material. And then it has this other type of like, I don't know, not necessarily suede, but kind of, I guess, more corduroy. It's just, it's a unique shoe, And for the fact that it's a mid, it didn't get a lot of love. Like I said, mids in the SV world for some reason or another don't get a lot of love. I really don't know why. I think the strap, it's, you could just let it hang. You could strap it up. If you really wanted to, you could even cut the strap. I've done it on a pair of Donatello mids that I had back in the day. And, the shoe really pops. And even then, I remember Nike, back in 2004, 2005, if I'm not mistaken, they released a couple actual regular Nike Dunks in this mid-top version, but without the strap. So it was just a dunk that went up about this height, but without the strap. Same thing, premium colors, premium materials on them, and in the blue box series of SBs, they even did a mid without a strap, I believe, or maybe two if I'm not mistaken. I know they did like a white and red, like an all white red one. I'm sorry, an all white shoe with the red swoosh, and then I'm really not sure if they did another mid without the strap. But it's just simple things like that that really draw me to the shoe. It, like I said, it's not the fact that there's only 666 pairs of them. That's the last thing on my mind. It's just really, just look at it.
Think of beauty. Now the one thing that I like about you, I could literally sit with you for hours and talk dunks simply because you know the history on your dunks. For the most part, you know the material, you know the year, you know the backstory. Like, you're not just grabbing something because everybody else wants it. You know your dunk history, and that's what I appreciate the most about guys like you. And that's the reason why I actually wanted to start the SB Confessions, because I wanted to show people what real dunk heads, what real sneaker heads for that matter, what they really are. I want to differentiate a hype beast from somebody who's really for the culture.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Now let's jump into the pistachios, because I know you love that sneaker. So let's jump right into, like, what was the thing that drew you to the pistachios?
I'm not gonna lie. The first thing that drew me to the shoe was the shade of pistachio. This green that's called pistachio, for the simple reason, like I said, I love loud colors, light colors. I love colors that not everybody else is wearing, that not everybody else utilizes. So just the simple fact that this shade of green, this pistachio green, was put on a shoe, and it just pops. Like, you look at the shoe and it's a color you don't regularly see on any other shoe. And I don't really think the shade of green, correct me if I'm wrong, has been replicated or put on any other Nike model since this one. At least, to my recollection. Maybe on one other dunk that was a woman's dunk, and it was a low. But other than that, I really don't think that you're going to see this type of color on any other shoe. At least any other Nike shoe. That, and it's just this material, this leather that Nike was using back on these dunks in the early 2000s is priceless. You're not going to find this type of leather on any type of release nowadays.
Dunk high or dunk low?
Dunk high or dunk low. Or dunk mid.
No. What I'm asking you is, what do you prefer most? High, low, mid?
See, that's the thing. It's a tough question for me to answer, because some of my favorites are lows, some of my favorites are highs. To me, honestly, it's about the colorway and the execution of the shoe. It doesn't matter if it's a high, doesn't matter if it's a low, doesn't matter if it's a mid. If I like the color on the shoe, if I like the material on the shoe, if I could see myself wearing the shoe, I'm going to cop, and I like it. So to me, you could put, right now in front of me, if it wasn't a Mulder or a pistachio, you could put any other, low, mid, or high. It's all going to depend on the colorway and materials used that my liking is geared towards. I can't really say, I'm more of a high, dunk high guy, or I'm more of a lows guy, or I'm more of a mids. Hey, whatever catches my attention, that's what I'm going for. But all I do know is that it is a dunk. Dunks is what I love. That's my passion, and this is my bread and butter, and what I'm going to die wearing, honestly. The day I die, I would love to.
We're gonna bury you in dunks.
I would love to be buried in dunks, and for everybody at my funeral to be wearing any type of dunks.
My boy need to be drenched and dripped out into dunks, man.
Dunks.
Matter of fact, we're gonna have your casket into a dunk box. What do you want? The blue box, the pink box? What do you want?
I'd say an orange box. I'd say an orange box for the simple fact that Mulder's come in an orange box, and just because my first pair of dunks ever that I bought were in an orange box. The first pair of dunks ever that I bought and I was just sucked into it were the St. John's, the Nike Dunk St. John's from '99.
Okay. Well, then wrapping this thing up, man. Talking to a new dunk head that's just kind of breaking into the game. What's a few things that you would tell them, man, to just kind of guide them and just to ensure that they continue to enjoy collecting dunks?
I'd say don't get caught up in the hyped releases from the past. Not to knock those releases like Uncle's, Heineken's. Don't get me wrong. I love those dunks. I actually wish I had a pair of Uncle or Heineken's in my collection. I don't. But what I see, you know, most often than not is that somebody will get into collecting SBs and they want to go after the Uncles. They want to go after the Heineken's. They want to go after the Freddies. They want to go after the Denim Forbes. They want to go after these grails. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. There really isn't. But before those releases, there's so many other releases that have just as much history, that are even more limited than those releases, or that are more iconic than those releases, and that they have no idea about. Perfect example. I'm on a couple of Nike SB pages on Facebook, and like I said, more oftentimes than not, those are the shoes that everybody is trying to get, you know, and go for. And this, like I put this example, you know, like I said in the last video that we shot. Right now, if you go on any group and you say you want a pair of, let's say, Freddy's, Denim Forbes, Uncles, Heineken's, Ray Guns, while they're home or away, or any release like that from back in the day. If you put on that group, oh, I need a size, whatever it is, you're most probably going to find it. Or one person knows somebody else that has that shoe in that size. I could go on a group and say, who has a size 9 of these? Who has a size 10? Who has a size 10 and a half, 11, 12 of these? Not a lot of people are going to write back because there's not a lot of these pairs left out in the market. And this pair right here wasn't a hyped up release or anything. When it released in Europe, of course, it sold out because in Europe there's the same thing, a lot of dunk aficionados. But this wasn't, you know, a shoe that was selling for $500, $600, $700, you know, dollars. You know how these other dunks are, you know, you can get this for way less than that.
So now,
way less than that.
So now, quick question, because with China, I mean, from Jordans to Yeezys, I think a lot of people don't know, but I think Vans, believe it or not, is the most knocked off sneaker. I almost want to say of everything. Vans, can you? I mean,
I agree with you for the simple fact that there's a lot of other shoe companies that copy the Vans slip-on.
Right. But my question
countless
is,
companies.
Has the knockoff game affected dunks? Like, has there been a lot of,
Back
you know
in
what I mean?
Back in the day there was. Back when Dunks first released from 2002 up until the pink box and black box series, there was a lot of fakes online actually.
Really?
Oh yeah. A lot of fakes circling around eBay and other sites back in the day for Dunks. Hell yeah.
That's crazy. And see, and my thing is, and hey, look, if somebody wants to wear knockoffs, that's your thing. I'm never gonna knock a guy who possibly can't afford to spend $100 if you found them for 30, whatever. But I like the chase of looking for a sneaker that I can't get, and then 6 months later, staying up 3 o'clock in the morning on eBay and Mercari and OfferUp, and then boom, finding my sneaker.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
that is
there's
best.
nothing better than the chase. That is
the best feeling ever. Perfect example. This past week. You remember those? Remember how I actually, if you had some extra brown high laces for that, those brown dunks, those regular brown dunk highs that I was gonna get from Japan or whatever.
Right.
So, like I said, I it wasn't a funny feeling I had, but I know that pair, it had an extra lace back attached. So I went ahead and accessed it from Japan. Oh, you know, was the extra lace back attached? I get a reply. He's like, oh no, I'm sorry, the shoe is sold out. I was like, mother. I'm not gonna lie, I was bummed. So I started eBay hunting. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to find one shoe here on eBay, one dunk that I've been looking for, and it's just going to pop up. I bet you anything.
Right.
I'm looking. I've been looking for this pair of mids, of SB mids, actually, called the Light Bones. Like I said, not a hyped up release, just another regular general SB mid release. Mm-hmm. I've been looking for it for years. Bro, that night after I got that message from that Japanese seller that he sold the shoes, I'm looking on eBay, looking. Bam, I didn't find nothing. Next morning, I wake up, I keep on looking. Bam. Boom. Nike SB Mid Light Bone, size 11. Original box, worn a couple times.
Right.
Extra laces.
You saw Heaven Gates open up.
If I tell you the price, you won't believe me. $70 free shipping.
Really? And the shipping?
Buy now. Didn't even think about it twice. I've never seen that mid in a size 11.
Right.
It just popped up out of nowhere on eBay.
And that's
like, I can't even, like I said, it wasn't a hyped up release. It wasn't a limited release. It was just a regular SB general release from back in the day.
But by the end of the day, it was something that you fell in love with. You know what I mean? And between the love of the sneaker, the want of the sneaker, and the just the excitement of hunting that sneaker and then finding that sneaker, and then once you take delivery of that sneaker, man, it's like taking delivery to a new Ferrari.
It is. And the crazy story about that shoe is that back in the day, I don't even remember or heard about that specific colorway releasing. And then one of my boys that I had on MySpace, he got them and he uploaded a picture of them back in the day. And I was like, yo, like I said, it's just like, I wish I could show them to you right now.
Yeah.
But it's regular colorway, nothing crazy about them, just regular plain colorway. But I like them. Like, I saw them and I liked them. The side panels actually on the shoe is leather, but it's like perforated leather. It has like little dots. And I asked my boy and he's like, no, yeah, they're called the light bones. Check your logo. I'm like, oh, well, I don't have a logo. He's like, all right, I'm going to, check. Ran out my size. So that was back in like 2008, 2007, around there. Since then, I've been looking for them and looking for them and looking for them and nothing. Come to find out, a couple years ago, I found like 5 or 6 pairs of them, but they were all like size 4, 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5. I was like, man, I'm never gonna find this shoe.
Right.
Like I said,
you found it.
I just found them out of nowhere, man.
So now, before we wrap this up, what's something out there that you're just absolutely trying to hunt down right now?
Oof. Okay.
What's that one pair that just continuously eludes you?
The Nike SB High Marge. The Marge Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
Those, man. I, like, about 2-3 months ago, a good friend of mine had a brand new size 11. And by the time I saw the post, they were sold.
Gone.
I know the guy that bought them and he's wore them. So now it's like,
So the hunt continues.
But that shoe, I've only seen that shoe, size 11, probably 2 or 3 times in the almost 12 years I've been hunting that shoe. So that just goes to show you right there. So if anybody out there sees a Nike SB Marge Simpson, size 11, holla at me, let me know.
And there it is, man. So just what's your Instagram?
Johnny_Luciano. On Facebook, Jonathan Berbesi. Those are my only 2 social media platforms. Anytime you guys have any questions or just shoot the shit, just hit me up, man. Anybody that knows me knows I'm an easygoing guy. I always respond, whether you guys have questions or an inquiry about where you can get a shoe or how I got a shoe or where I found the shoe. Just hit me up, man. I'm glad to talk to any dunk collector. Once again, shout out 561, like always, Teak. I hope I can meet you soon, man. Every time I come to the shop, there's always your mom in there. Shout out to Mama 561. I was actually talking to her today.
That's boss lady.
That's boss lady right there, man. That lady.
And she knows her. Listen,
bro, she knows her SBs.
Yes, she does, man.
Bro, this lady knows her SBs. Today I walked in there and I'm buying stuff and she's like, oh, actually, I like the blue and creams you have on. Just something about them that I like. Yeah. And then she told me a story about how the puff and stuff is actually her favorite SBs. Oh, yeah. She told me, she's like, I wish I was like you, that I could find 2 pairs of everything and just keep one in the closet and just rock the other one. I'm like, bro.
Remember when we were camping out and the next morning she comes in with the was it the Miss Pac-Mans?
No, it was the Skater Dive.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Bro, I nearly lost my mind, bro. I was like, bro, this lady, like,
clean.
Skater Dives are like...
They were clean.
You would think she literally pulled them out of the box that morning.
I actually have a pair that I went with a kid. I met up with a kid to buy a pair of I don't remember what the hell I was buying, but when I got there, this kid was willing and willing, man, and he was like, yo, if you buy these, he actually threw this in. He actually threw that in as well. Holy crap. It's the left shoe. His bulldog ate the right shoe. So he's like, yo, if you buy these, which was, actually was these right here. Jesus Christ. So I like to skate in Jordan 5s. So he was like, buy those and I'll throw in the Skater Dives. And I said, I tell you what, throw in the Skater Dives and that right shoe. Because I'm thinking, or left shoe. I'm like, who knows? I might find the right one, you know?
Display piece, if anything. Worst comes to
and that's exactly what it ended up being. But anyways, he ended up throwing in those skater dyes and that left Jordan 3. And I was just like, man. And I took that shoe. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I said I'm going to break it down and turn it into like some type of jacket or something. But sometimes I look at it and the suede is still, it just needs a good cleaning. And I said, I'm gonna just, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, man. Sometimes I just sit in my office and just look at it, man.
I actually had this shoe back in the day, and some dickhead actually stole it.
Really? Gotcha.
I tell you, man, I was so heartbroken because it actually took me like 3 or 4 years to actually find the shoe in my size back then.
Right.
Because after these released, like nobody wanted to sell them. So after I found them, I was so excited. I had bought a shirt to match him. I was like, bro, I'm gonna kill him when I rocked his outfit. Doing a trade one day, man, just not paying attention to my surroundings, and the cause was
I actually almost gave those. And that just shows you, like, if I have a pair of sneakers that aren't the you know what I mean, like to me, I don't absolutely have to have them. Vega wanted them. I thought they might be a size 9 because I know they are small. And I told him, I was like, man, when I get home, I said, you can actually have those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're size 10. Yeah,
they're size 10. So
he's a size 9, 9.5.
Right, right. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to clean them up and I'll put them on display and use them for my setup or whatever.
It was like a great display piece.
You know? So
especially that they're like, they show some character, like skated in and beat it in kind of.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you said that you like to make a jacket out of these, because when you said that, I instantly thought, like, if you do a jacket, you could definitely take off like the whole swoosh.
Yeah.
And use the swoosh on a jacket. That'd be dope.
Yeah. It just, I honestly, I don't know if I'm creative enough. Right now, it's just in the beginning of the thought stages. But anyways, let's wrap this thing on up, man. Hey, I thank you so much, bro, for coming down.
No, thank you.
We're gonna go, man. Hit 561. Let's go. Maybe hit downtown, show you around a little bit. Grab something to eat.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much, man, for coming in, showing us. And this is barely a fraction of your collection. But thank you, man, for coming all the way up from Miami.
Oh, no problem at all.
Being my first interview, and just making it dope, man. Thank you for making the camp outs as cool as they've been. Also along with everybody else. So, and then like I said, the one thing I do love about the whole sneaker game, whether it's dunks, whatever it is, I have had the opportunity to meet some of the dopest people that I probably would have never come in contact with before I got into the sneaker game.
That is so true. That is so true, and I thank you too. Because it's because of SBs and dunks and sneakers that we're here.
Yeah.
In the first place.
Hey, man. So, hey, with that being said, man, I appreciate you, man, and we are out here.
Don't put your hands on me. Oh, shit, this nigga's for real. Let me rewind time, because I know he ain't just do that. Hey, you a bitch, nigga. You ain't gonna put your hands on me. That's what the fuck. Oh, shit, this is real life, and that's a real nigga.